Have you ever felt like not everyone was happy with your success? Maybe it's at work, in your friendships, or even within your family. Jealousy has a sneaky way of showing up where you least expect it. Sometimes it hides behind a joke, like when you buy a new car, let's say a Ford, and your friend suddenly starts raving about how much better their Tesla is. It stings, doesn't it? But you brush it off thinking, maybe I'm overreacting. I remember when I got a promotion at work, a milestone I had poured countless late nights and sacrifices into achieving. Overjoyed, I shared the news with my closest group of friends. Most of them cheered me on, but one friend simply nodded and changed the subject. At first I thought, maybe they're just having a bad day. But over time, the subtle digs, the avoidance, and even the condescending advice began to pile up. It made me wonder, was this jealousy? If this strikes a chord, you're not alone. Jealousy often hides in plain sight, but its effects can leave you doubting yourself and your achievements. In this video, we'll uncover 7 signs someone is extremely jealous of you, so you can recognize the behaviors, protect your peace, and stay focused on your path. What about you? Have you faced jealousy? Share your story in the comments. Your experience might just help someone else find their strength too. One speaking ill of you behind your back. We often brush off the words of people we barely know. Their opinions don't matter, so why should we let their whispers trouble us? But what truly stings is when backstabbing comes from someone you trust, someone you thought genuinely cared about you. That pain runs deeper than the words themselves. It shakes the foundation of your relationship, leaving you wondering if you ever really knew them at all. I didn't think much of my friend's odd reaction to my promotion. After all, not everyone expresses joy the same way. But a week later, I received a text from another friend, someone who hadn't even been present during my announcement. It read, "Do you know they're saying you only got promoted because of your connections? That you didn't earn it?" My heart sank. It wasn't just the sting of those words, it was knowing they came from a friend I'd once considered family. The betrayal wasn't in the gossip itself, but in the fact that it came from someone who had cheered me on in the past. For a moment, I doubted myself. Did I deserve my success? Was I as capable as I believed? In times like these, Stoicism reminds us of an important truth. We cannot control what others say about us. Their words are outside our sphere of influence. What we can control is our reaction. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." When backstabbing happens, the first step is to pause and reflect. Is their opinion worth the space it's taking in your mind? Instead of letting anger or sadness consume me, I chose a different path. I didn't confront the person directly, nor did I allow their words to dictate how I felt about myself. Instead, I focused on my actions, the countless late nights, the projects I had successfully led, and the undeniable effort I had put into earning that promotion. Their words couldn't erase the work I had done. If you find yourself in a similar situation, let their gossip be a mirror, not reflecting your value, but revealing their insecurities. People often speak ill of others when they feel threatened or inadequate. It's easier to tear someone else down than to acknowledge their own shortcomings. Understanding this can help you see their behavior for what it truly is, a reflection of them, not you. The next step is to reclaim your power. Don't engage in counter gossip or attempt to clear your name with everyone who might have heard the rumors. Instead, let your actions speak louder than their words. Continue to excel, to show integrity, and to maintain your focus. Over time, the truth always surfaces, and those who matter will see your worth through what you do, not what others say. It's also important to set boundaries. If the backstabber is someone close to you, decide whether this relationship is worth preserving. Sometimes, distance is the healthiest choice. Other times, a calm conversation might bring clarity. But whatever you do, ensure that your response aligns with your principles. In the end, remember this: no one can define your value except you. Their words may cut, but they cannot touch the core of who you are. By staying true to your path, you rise above the noise, unshaken by the opinions of those who choose to linger in the shadows. This resilience isn't just a shield against their gossip. It's a testament to your strength and character. And when you carry yourself with such composure, even those who once spoke against you will see the futility of their actions. True peace comes not from silencing the noise, but from knowing that it cannot disturb the stillness within you. 2. Downplaying your achievements. Jealousy often reveals itself through subtle dismissals, those moments when your accomplishments are minimized or belittled. Instead of celebrating your hard work, people downplay it, making it seem as though what you've achieved wasn't earned but handed to you. This behavior can sting deeply, especially when it comes from someone you care about or admire. I remember sharing my joy at a family gathering when I landed my first job, a position I had worked tirelessly to secure. The long nights, countless applications, and relentless interviews had finally paid off. With excitement, I told everyone about it, hoping for words of encouragement or congratulations. Instead, my aunt leaned back, smirked, and said, "This job sounds easy. It's not that difficult to do." Then, almost as if to emphasize her point, she launched into a detailed account of her son's recent promotion, painting his achievements as far superior to mine. Her words hit me harder than I expected. It wasn't just what she said. It was how she said it, as though all my effort and determination were meaningless. At that moment, I felt diminished. I started questioning myself. Was my accomplishment worth celebrating? Did I fall short compared to others in my family? Stoicism offers a powerful framework for navigating such experiences. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. My aunt's words were outside my control, but my reaction to them was entirely mine. I realized that her dismissal wasn't a reflection of my achievement. It was a reflection of her insecurities and her need to elevate her son's success by diminishing mine. Rather than let her words define my sense of worth, I focused on the journey that had brought me here. I remembered the challenges I had faced and the growth I had experienced along the way. My accomplishment wasn't diminished by her opinion, because its value came from the effort I had invested, not from external validation. If you've ever faced someone who downplayed your achievements, it's important to step back and see the bigger picture. Often, such behavior stems from jealousy or insecurity. Your success highlights what they feel they lack, and their reaction is an attempt to balance that discomfort. The best way to respond isn't through confrontation or justification, it's through quiet confidence. Recognize that their words do not define your journey or your worth. You worked for your success, and no one can take that away from you. It's also crucial to detach from the need for approval. Stoicism teaches us to value our internal judgment over external opinions. Ask yourself, do you feel proud of what you've achieved? If the answer is yes, then that's all that matters. Don't let someone else's inability to celebrate you diminish the pride you've earned. In moments like these, it helps to surround yourself with people who uplift you, those who understand the effort behind your achievements and are genuinely happy about your progress. Their support can serve as a powerful counterbalance to the negativity of others. Remember, no one else sees the full scope of your journey. They don't see the sacrifices, the struggles, or the perseverance that brought you here. Their dismissal is not a reflection of you, it's a mirror of their own struggles. So the next time someone downplays your achievements, pause, breathe, and remind yourself of the truth. Your worth isn't measured by their opinion. It's measured by the effort, integrity, and resilience you've shown. Stand tall in your accomplishments, knowing that they are yours, earned through your hard work and determination. Let their words fade into the background as you continue to move forward, focused on your path. 3. Criticism disguised as advice. There's a fine line between genuine advice and subtle criticism. Often, people mask their envy or insecurities as well-meaning counsel, leaving you doubting your decisions. These comments don't come as outright insults, but as cautious warnings that slowly chip away at your confidence. When criticism is disguised this way, it's easy to second-guess yourself. He and I had been close friends for years. We shared laughs, struggles, and countless moments of support. So naturally, when I started a new romantic relationship with someone who brought genuine happiness into my life, I couldn't wait to share the news with him. His initial reaction seemed supportive enough, I'm happy for you." But then, almost as an afterthought, he added, "But women are unpredictable nowadays. Don't trust people too quickly. Take your time to get to know them, or you'll get hurt." I think I heard some bad things about that girl. Those words hit me like a quiet storm. On the surface, he was offering advice, but beneath it, his tone planted a seed of doubt. Was he genuinely concerned for me, or was there something else at play? The more I thought about it, the more I realized his comment wasn't rooted in concern. It was laced with his frustrations, shaped by his failed relationships. Stoicism teaches us that we must discern the intent behind words. Criticism that comes from a place of jealousy or insecurity isn't meant to guide you. It's meant to hold you back. Epictetus reminds us, if someone speaks badly of you, don't defend yourself. Simply say, "He obviously doesn't know me very well." The key is to separate what is helpful from what is harmful. In my case, I could have allowed his words to fester, creating doubt in my relationship. But I chose a different approach. Instead of letting his comments cloud my judgment, I paused and reflected. Did his advice align with my experience? Was it based on anything concrete? Or was it a projection of his disappointments? I decided to trust my path. My relationship was mine to nurture, shaped by my actions and understanding, not by the fears of someone else. This realization didn't require confrontation or argument. I simply let his words fade, like a distant echo, and focused on what mattered, the connection I was building with my partner. If you've ever faced such disguised criticism, know that it says more about the other person than it does about you. People often project their fears, failures, and insecurities onto others. Their words may sound thoughtful, but they intend to make you second-guess yourself. Recognizing this is the first step to regaining your clarity. What can you do in such moments? Begin by calmly evaluating the advice. Ask yourself, is this person's perspective shaped by wisdom or by bitterness? Then, focus on your own experiences and intuition. The truth is, you're the one living your life, making your choices, and facing the outcomes. Trust your process and remain grounded in your values. It's also important to set boundaries. You don't need to argue or explain yourself, but you can choose how much weight to give someone's words. If their criticism becomes a pattern, it's okay to distance yourself, even from someone you care about. Protecting your peace doesn't mean you love them any less. It means you value your growth and happiness. Stoicism reminds us that we have control over our actions and reactions. Criticism, especially when veiled as advice, doesn't have to derail us. It's a test of our resilience, a chance to reinforce our confidence and stay true to our journey. In the end, what matters isn't their doubts. You are determined to live authentically, unshaken by the noise around you. 4. Lack of support for your success. When you achieve something meaningful, the natural hope is for those around you to share in your joy. A kind word, a warm smile, or even a simple "well done" can affirm your hard work. But what happens when the response you get is cold, dismissive, or worse, silent? Sometimes, instead of celebrating with you, they remind you of past failures or ignore your accomplishments entirely. This kind of reaction can sting. It feels like an emotional void where support should be. You start to question whether they ever truly cared about your journey or your success. And that void leaves a mark. I remember sharing a significant achievement with someone close to me. A project I'd poured my heart into for months had finally been recognized at work. With excitement, I told them about it, hoping for a positive reaction. They barely looked up from their phone and mumbled, "Well, that's nice, but don't forget how your last attempt didn't work out so well." For a moment, I was crushed. Their indifference turned my pride into doubt. My mind replayed the failures they mentioned, clouding my joy with regret. The excitement I'd felt just moments ago faded, replaced by a heavy sense of inadequacy. Stoicism offers a powerful lens through which to view such moments. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Their lack of support was an external event beyond my control. But my reaction to it? That was entirely within my power. Reflecting on their response, I realized it said more about them than it did about me. Often when people cannot celebrate your success, it's not because your achievement isn't worthy. It's because your growth highlights their stagnation. Your progress becomes a mirror reflecting their insecurities, and they respond with silence or deflection to avoid confronting those feelings. Instead of letting their indifference diminish my achievement, I chose to refocus. I reminded myself of the hours I'd invested, the obstacles I'd overcome, and the personal growth I'd experienced along the way. Their reaction, or lack thereof, didn't erase any of that. My success wasn't about them, it was about me. If you've ever faced a similar situation, know that their silence or dismissal doesn't define your accomplishment. Your worth isn't measured by someone else's applause. It's measured by the integrity, effort, and perseverance you put into your journey. The wisest way to handle such moments is to detach from the need for external validation. This doesn't mean you should suppress your desire to share your joy. It means shifting your focus to the intrinsic value of your achievement. Celebrate within yourself, recognizing that your hard work and resilience are what truly matter. It's also essential to protect your energy. Surround yourself with those who genuinely support you, those who uplift and inspire you to keep striving. But don't waste time trying to force acknowledgement from those who can't offer it. Their silence is their burden to bear, not yours. Stoicism reminds us to view the actions of others with compassion, but not to let them dictate our emotions. If they cannot celebrate your success, understand that this reflects their inner struggles, not your shortcomings. Continue to rise, not despite their indifference, but independent of it. In the end, true satisfaction comes from knowing you've walked your path with diligence and strength. Their silence, their dismissiveness, they are mere whispers against the roar of your perseverance. Let their indifference fade into the background as you continue to build, achieve, and grow, unshaken by the noise that doesn't serve your purpose. Your success is yours alone, and that is more than enough. 5. Avoiding you. Your jealousy often manifests not in words but in actions, or more accurately, in silence and absence. When someone starts avoiding you after a personal achievement, it's a clear sign of their discomfort. This avoidance isn't about you. It's about their struggle to reconcile your success with their own feelings of inadequacy. Jealousy makes them feel inferior, and instead of addressing those emotions, they distance themselves. I experienced this firsthand after earning a promotion at work. A colleague who had once been a close friend began to pull away. They stopped joining me for coffee breaks, avoided eye contact in meetings, and eventually, our casual conversations dwindled into strained exchanges of small talk. At first, I couldn't understand what had changed. Had I done something wrong? It wasn't until weeks later that I realized their avoidance wasn't about anything I had done. My promotion had unsettled them. It wasn't jealousy in its loud, confrontational form. It was quiet, subtle, and almost polite. But beneath the surface, it was clear. My success had stirred something within them that they couldn't face. Stoicism teaches us to remain calm in the face of such behavior. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Their avoidance, though hurtful, was outside my control. What I could control was how I responded to it. Instead of confronting them or trying to win back their attention, I focused on maintaining my own composure. I reminded myself of the work I had put into earning my promotion, the late nights, the perseverance, the lessons learned from failures. My success wasn't about competition, it was about personal growth. If you find yourself in a similar situation where someone avoids you after your success, resist the urge to take it personally. Their actions aren't a reflection of your worth, they're a projection of their own insecurities. When people feel inadequate, they often withdraw rather than confront those feelings. Understanding this can help you approach the situation with empathy rather than frustration. The key to navigating such moments is to maintain your focus. Don't let their absence distract you from your path. Instead, continue to engage with others who support and uplift you. Surround yourself with those who celebrate your achievements and inspire you to reach even greater heights. It's also important to practice compassion, for yourself and for them. Recognize that jealousy is a human emotion, one that can consume even the best of us if left unchecked. Their avoidance may hurt, but it's not your responsibility to fix it. Focus on being the best version of yourself, knowing that your actions speak louder than their silence. If the relationship matters to you, you might consider addressing it directly, but with care. A simple conversation can sometimes clear the air. However, don't feel obligated to chase after someone who chooses to walk away. Stoicism reminds us that peace comes from letting go of what we cannot control, and that includes other people's feelings and actions. Ultimately, their avoidance is a temporary shadow in your journey. It doesn't diminish your achievements, nor does it define your relationships. By staying grounded and resilient, you not only rise above the situation, but also model the kind of strength that others can learn from. Remember this: your success is a testament to your efforts, not a threat to someone else's. Let their distance remind you of the importance of walking your path, unshaken by the reactions of others. In time, you'll see that their absence doesn't hold you back. It only frees you to move forward with clarity and purpose. 6. Making you feel guilty for your success. Jealousy often hides behind seemingly innocent comments, cloaked in longing or subtle criticism. These remarks aren't outright attacks, but they carry an undercurrent designed to make you feel guilty for what you've worked so hard to achieve. It's one of the most insidious ways jealousy manifests, by targeting your sense of fairness and making you question whether you deserve your success. I still remember the moment vividly. I had just completed a massive project at work, something that demanded months of focus, late nights, and unwavering determination. To celebrate, I booked a luxury vacation, a reward for all the effort I had poured into making that project a success. When I shared the news with someone close, I expected excitement or congratulations. Instead, they sighed and said, "I wish we could travel as easily as you." Their words, simple as they were, hit me unexpectedly. Instead of feeling proud of what I had accomplished, I felt a pang of guilt. Was I being selfish for enjoying the fruits of my labor? Should I have kept the vacation quiet to avoid making others feel bad? Stoicism offers clarity in moments like these. Epictetus wrote, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." In other words, don't allow the opinions of others, especially those rooted in envy or misunderstanding, to sway your sense of self-worth. My hard work, my sacrifices, and my choices were mine alone. Their comment, while hurtful, reflected their perspective, not my reality. Instead of dwelling on their words, I chose to refocus on why I had booked that vacation in the first place. It wasn't about showing off or creating envy. It was about honoring my journey, giving myself a moment to rest and recharge. Their feelings, while valid from their point of view, did not invalidate the effort I had put into achieving my goal. If you faced a similar situation where someone's words made you feel guilty for your success, remember this: your achievements are a testament to your resilience and determination. No one sees the countless hours you've worked, the sacrifices you've made, or the challenges you've overcome. They see the result, and sometimes that result stirs something within them, a mix of envy, longing, or self-doubt. The most effective way to handle such moments is to ground yourself in your truth. Remind yourself why you pursued your goal, what it took to get there, and how it aligns with your values. Acknowledge their feelings if you wish, but don't let them overshadow your joy. It's also important to practice compassion for yourself and them. People who make such remarks often project their frustrations. Their envy stems not from malice, but from a sense of lack within themselves. Recognizing this doesn't mean excusing their behavior, but it helps you approach the situation without anger or resentment. Stoicism teaches us to separate what we can control from what we cannot. You cannot control how others feel about your success, but you can control how you respond. Celebrate your victories with humility and gratitude, knowing they are a reflection of your character and effort. Don't let guilt taint the pride you've earned. In time, you'll find that these moments become easier to navigate. By staying true to yourself, you not only rise above the negativity, but also inspire others to do the same. Success is not a zero-sum game. There is enough for everyone. Your achievements do not take away from someone else's potential. Instead, they show what's possible with perseverance and focus. So, the next time someone's words make you feel guilty for your success, pause, reflect, and remember, your journey is yours. Let their envy be a reminder of how far you've come, not a reason to doubt your path. Stand firm, celebrate fully, and keep moving forward. 7. Insincerity and pretense. Insincerity can be as unsettling as outright criticism. When someone flatters you excessively, their words may sound supportive on the surface, but the lack of sincerity leaves you uneasy. What's more, they might use those same compliments as a weapon to manipulate or control the dynamic around them. It's a subtle form of jealousy, disguised as admiration. I recall a time when a friend began showering me with compliments. At first, I thought it was genuine. "You're incredible," they would say. "You're so good at everything. How do you manage it all?" The words seemed kind, but the tone felt off, more like a performance than heartfelt support. Then one evening, they invited me to dinner with a group of mutual friends. Throughout the meal, they continued to heap exaggerated praise on me, but with an odd twist. They began comparing me to others in the group. "Look at him. He's so successful. Why can't more people be like that?" The room grew tense. I could see the discomfort in everyone's faces, and I felt awkward being put on a pedestal at the expense of others. At that moment, I realized their flattery wasn't about lifting me. It was a tool they used to create division and elevate themselves by association. Their praise wasn't genuine. It was a calculated move to control the narrative and draw attention to their proximity to success. Stoicism teaches us to recognize what lies beneath the surface of others' actions. As Marcus Aurelius observed, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Instead of dwelling on their insincerity, I turned inward, focusing on my intentions and behavior. Was I allowing their flattery to affect how I saw myself? Was I being drawn into their games of comparison? I decided to take control of the situation. Rather than bask in the false praise or confront them openly at the moment, I redirected the conversation, steering it away from comparisons. I highlighted the strengths and contributions of everyone at the table, diffusing the tension and restoring balance. If you've faced a similar situation, where someone's insincerity leaves you feeling awkward or manipulated, take a step back. Recognize that their behavior isn't about you. It's about their need to project their insecurities onto others. Jealousy often disguises itself in these subtle, passive-aggressive ways, but you don't have to play along. First, ground yourself in your sense of worth. Genuine confidence doesn't rely on external praise, especially when it comes wrapped in insincerity. Reflect on your accomplishments, knowing they stand on their merit, independent of anyone's flattery or approval. Second, resist the urge to react impulsively. Stoicism encourages us to act with purpose, not emotion. By responding with calmness and grace, you can deflect their manipulative attempts without creating unnecessary conflict. A simple acknowledgement of their words, followed by a shift in focus, can disarm their strategy without escalating the situation. Finally, be mindful of the relationships you cultivate. Surround yourself with people who are genuine in their support, those who celebrate your successes without turning them into a tool for their agenda. At the same time, practice compassion for those who struggle with insincerity. Their behavior often stems from a place of insecurity or fear, and while it's not your responsibility to fix them, understanding their motives can help you navigate these situations with empathy. In the end, true peace lies in authenticity. By staying true to yourself and refusing to be swayed by insincere praise or divisive comparisons, you not only protect your integrity, but also inspire others to embrace their own. Let the noise of insincerity fade, and focus instead on the quiet strength that comes from knowing who you are and what you stand for. As we've explored today, jealousy can wear many faces: silent avoidance, veiled criticism, insincere praise, or even the guilt others try to place on you for your success. Each of these behaviors stems from a place of insecurity and inner struggle, but they are not yours to carry. What matters is how you respond, with resilience, wisdom, and the inner peace that Stoic philosophy teaches us to cultivate. Marcus Aurelius once reminded us that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. These words serve as a compass for navigating the challenges posed by jealousy. You cannot control how others act, but you can choose your reaction. You can ground yourself in your values, remain calm in the face of negativity, and move forward with integrity. Every interaction is an opportunity to practice self-mastery. The next time you encounter jealousy, whether it's subtle or overt, pause. Reflect on your intentions and choose your response wisely. Remember, jealousy from others is often a reflection of their own struggles, not a measure of your worth. Use these lessons to build emotional resilience and maintain your focus on what truly matters: your journey, your growth, and your peace of mind. With daily practice, these moments become less about conflict and more about opportunities to strengthen your character. Now, I invite you to share your story. Have you faced jealousy in your life? How did you handle it? Your experiences could inspire someone else to navigate similar challenges with grace and wisdom. Let's continue to grow together, learning from each other and applying these principles to find balance, fulfillment, and peace in our everyday lives. The path to inner peace isn't easy, but with persistence and practice, it's within your reach. Stay strong, stay focused, and keep moving forward.